Natalie Dormer has made it big on both the small and big screens, particularly for her role as Marjorie Tyrell in the ever-popular Game of Thrones. While you may not know her name right away, it's likely you know her face. Her movies and TV shows are wildly popular, and the more exposure the young actress gets, the more her career skyrockets. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Natalie Dormer. She wrote a movie. Natalie Dormer co-wrote a movie called In Darkness, which she also starred in. It's really cool when actors break out of their comfort zone and try something else, like writing or directing or producing. And it's cool that she's doing it now. When she was talking about the writing process, Dormer highlighted how, as an actor, it's really healthy to take a step back and not just be looking at it. You know, an actor has to be quite egocentric about their character, but to have this experience as a writer, to be looking at the overall art of a screenplay, was a really interesting experience for me. She forced a scene to be altered in Game of Thrones. In 2014, Natalie Dormer made headlines after reports came out that she demanded a scene be altered. To be fair, the scene was Dormer seducing and sleeping with Tommen, who was the new king and just happened to be 12 years old in the series, but the actor Dean Chapman is 17. Dormer was not comfortable doing this, so she called up Dan Weiss and David Benloff and expressed her opinion. She went on to say, "On the specifics of Marjorie and Tommen getting married, there's nothing I can do. On the show, we had to find a way to navigate that in a sensitive way. There's more of it next season too, and we're trying to handle it with intelligence and integrity." She was bullied as a child. Natalie Dormer is an incredibly beautiful woman, but she has admitted that growing up she used to get bullied by other children. Dormer opened up saying, "It was never mental, it was physical and psychological. And that's the worst kind of bullying because it's hard to grasp onto and explain it to other people. It's a cliche, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger." She also said that kids were teasing her for her nose, calling her Piggy Nose. She loves Croatia. Of all of the filming locations that Dormer has been to on the set of Game of Thrones, she insists that Croatia was her favorite, thanks to the perfect mixture of the weather, the locals, and the gorgeous scenery. During the filming of The Purple Wedding, Dormer says the cast took some time out to make sure they weren't too swept up with the darkness of the scene, and that the Croatian setting posed a problem for the actors in costume. "We all got to be together for a week. There was a lot of Scrabble played on iPads. It was so hot in Croatia, so all the girls sat with our skirts hitched up." She had a three-picture deal fall through. Natalie Dormer first made her mark on the big screen in the 2005 film Casanova, alongside Heath Ledger. It was supposed to be a promising start to her career, and she was supposed to line up a three-picture deal with Touchstone Pictures. Unfortunately for Dormer, the deal fell through, and she ended up finding herself out of work. As a result, Dormer spent months doing waitressing and data entry to try and keep herself afloat. When asked about what happened, Dormer said, "It was due to bad representation. I was attached to an independent film that didn't have its money, and instead of keeping me on the audition circuit, they just took me off." In 2007, she was able to then land a role in the series The Tudors, and her acting career has been able to sustain itself since then. She speaks fluent French. As Dormer has lived in Britain for all of her life, her proficiency at speaking French further shows her scholastic aptitude. For The Tudors, her accent was authentic, even to French speakers. And while the writing wasn't grammatically perfect, a regular occurrence with English-speaking productions writing French, her performance of it was perfect. She was also offered a provisional place at Cambridge University to study history, but decided to pursue a career in acting and enrolled at the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Her first big acting moment. There must be a story behind every person in entertainment when they knew without a doubt that this is what they wanted to do with their life. For Dormer, that moment came during the filming of her first movie, Casanova. "I remember being in one of the taxi speedboats from Venice Airport flying across the lagoon to be taken to the hotel to start production. And I was looking at Venice while riding out over the water and pinching myself thinking, oh my God, I am actually being paid to be in this incredible city to act." She's a marathon runner. In 2014, Dormer decided to run the London Marathon on behalf of the children's charity Barnardo's. She finished in under 4 hours and apparently still wonders how she was ever able to balance her work life with training for and competing in the race. She doesn't care about hair. Natalie is so dedicated to her career as an actress that she is willing to transform herself for any part. Okay, so maybe shaving half your head isn't a complete transformation, but it's more than a lot of people would be comfortable with. For her role as Cressida in the Hunger Games Mockingjay, she had to shave half of her head every day for around 9 months in order for the tattoo to be transferred onto her skin. That's going to be a very long and very chilly 9 months for the left side of her head. She takes a yoga mat with her everywhere. It looks like Natalie Dormer and Emma Watson have more in common than you might think. Both are vocal about standing behind the feminist movement, and both also enjoy dedicating their spare time to yoga. While Watson is a certified yoga instructor, Dormer has been known to take her yoga mat with her everywhere, so she can exercise in between scenes on set. My yoga mat comes everywhere. Keeps me stretched out after sitting still on all those planes, trains, and road journeys. You need a great hat, too. If it's too hot, it'll keep the sun off your face. If it's cold, it will keep the heat in. If you need to sleep, you pull it down over your eyes. And if your hair is starting to get a bit greasy from all the traveling, it hides it when you're in desperate need of a shower.